What's going on, YouTube? Hopefully you guys are having a great day. It's your boy Chart Slayer here in the building. You feel what I'm saying? So today I'm going to be talking about 10 toxic investments, things you should not invest in, things you should probably think twice in investing in, because all of us have done it at least once or twice in America. So I want to go ahead and get right into it. All right, so the first thing is financing instead of leasing or purchasing outright. So a lot of people, think and view debt in different ways, right? Now, I'm only talking about this in a liability standpoint. I'm not talking about this in buying and financing a car in regards to turning it into an asset. That's a different video on its own. What I want to talk about is what people usually do on a daily basis. People usually finance new cars instead of just leasing or buying it outright. Okay, so one, financing is just getting a loan, having 16 inquiries on your credit report, and just driving it for yourself, right? I have that. Like I said, we've all done it. I have that exact same liability up under me. But what I should have did is just purchased a car, not have a monthly expense, or just having, or just, leasing a car, having a monthly expense, but not worried about it affecting my credit. And it's just like a renting type of situation. That's number one. You should definitely not finance. You should look to lease or purchase a car outright in full, because those are better options. You want to decrease your expenses. I always talk about this in a lot in my past videos. If you want to check out how exactly to budget, I'll put that up here in the description below. But what I want you to do is to lower your expenses so you can have margin and surplus, so you can actually look for that surplus. You can actually invest in other things that will get you to the next level. Number two is randomly buying stocks without properly being educated or getting mentorship. Now, this is a regular thing, especially when the Tesla situation and Elon Musk was hyping it up around 2020. You guys shouldn't just be buying it because everybody else is buying it. You need to understand the company. You need to know, what a balance sheet is. You need to understand what certain things you need to look for in certain sheets. Like, it's so important that you understand that you shouldn't just buy off hype. My bad, there was something crazy in my eye. We're gonna keep it rolling. But you shouldn't just buy off hype, right? It's crazy how a lot of people literally just buy. Like, what was smart, what would be a smart decision is when 2020 just happened and everything was discounted, boom. If you actually invested in a stock or a company that actually made sense, that you've actually, used on a regular basis, or you've done research on, cool. Now that's something I would invest individually, also with some other, education involved, because you need mentorship in regards to knowing when to buy and what not to buy. But don't just buy just off of that. You need to have a clear plan, a clear goal for why you're buying this company and what you're trying to get out of it in the next 5 to 10 years. Number three is purchasing jewelry knowing that it's going to depreciate over time. Okay, so I'm going to give an example. Lil Baby made an example where he bought a Rolex, and as soon as he put diamonds and whatever all over that Rolex, the actual value of the watch dropped by 50%. Right? So that's a depreciating asset. That's not something that I would personally invest in. I would get me a Rolex, a literally boring, regular Rolex, and actually wear it, because over time that actually appreciates over time in a long point. I believe it grew 20-30% since last year in 2020, something around those lines. Don't quote me on those numbers. This is just off of minor research that I've done, but that's just giving you an example. Don't just buy cubic zirconium and these huge necklaces just because it's hype, knowing that they're not actually appreciating in value. You want to buy jewelry that's actually an investment on its own. If you want to buy it and then sell it later for profit or even break even, boom, that's what you want to do. That is a smart investment. That is an asset, not a liability. Number four that people, ignore and are that people don't even invest in at all is their credit and getting rid of debt. A lot of people ignore debt because they think it's just something that, I'll get to later. No, you need to go ahead and handle that now. Handle it now. Get your credit now. The men out there, you guys need to get your credit together. If your credit is not together, then you really don't have any power. You don't have assets. You're not able to leverage other people's money or any of that. So you guys need to literally go ahead, leverage other people's money, and then get rid of debt. That's what you should just be doing. The fifth thing that is a toxic investment is either not building a skill set at all or building the wrong skill set. Now, a lot of people, we're not in the same age. If you go into carpenting, right, you're not going to make the same amount of money as an entrepreneur. That's just what it is. Now, they're not, let me rephrase, they're not technically wrong, because there are people who love doing carpenting or love architecture or love doing those things or love entrepreneurship. But a lot of people just have skill sets that are stagnant, not skill sets that grow. It's like having a job. You'll never become a CEO working for somebody else, right? It's unlikely that you will become a CEO, right? It'll take you 40, 50. I have somebody literally at my job who's been working there for 30 years as a server and literally he's nowhere near a CEO. He's not even a manager, right? So I want you guys to understand that you're investing in the wrong skill sets, or you don't have a skill set at all. So you guys need to pick a skill set that not only grows when you grow, but also grows in finances when you grow as well. Number 6 is not investing in personal growth / development, right? This is something I take heavy pride in. This is a heavy thing that I take pride in because I love personal development. Like right now, I'm listening to Atomic Habits. And man, I have like an hour left in that book and I'm done. Like my goal is to read at least 20 books this year, right? Because I pride myself in personal growth, right? A lot of people just read to read because that's what the school says, or just don't read at all, right? They always say if you want to withhold something from a black individual, put it in a book. There's no way that you're going to put it in a book and I'm not going to know about it, right? If I want to create wealth, an average billionaire reads 5 books a month. What are you doing? Right? If you're wanting to become a millionaire or a billionaire, you need to be gaining those habits that they're doing, that they're applying in their life on a day-to-day basis. So what I really want to stress, I'm saying it a lot because this is very, very important, is you should invest in personal growth. Don't ignore it. Don't think that it's boring. It can be boring, but it's necessary for you to get to the next level. Number 7 that people do not invest in, or there are toxic investments, is Facebook ads. A lot of people, now I run Facebook ads. I don't want you to think that they're toxic investments, but these investments are things that people do outright and they don't think smart on. They just invest in Facebook ads, do Facebook ads in their own, and think that it's gonna run the check, right? It doesn't work like that. And what I mean by Facebook ads is just putting thousands of dollars into something and then giving up. Not really understanding there's testing involved, right? There's certain you have the whole point of Facebook ads is to accumulate data and information, and from that information you make decisions, tweak things for you to get taken to the next level. That's what Facebook ads is for, besides promoting and marketing yourself and your product, right? So I really want you to understand that a lot of people just run Facebook ads for awareness and then that's it. And it's crazy because you should not only use Facebook ads for awareness, but also, if not more importantly, use Facebook ads for conversion. The whole point of using Facebook ads is to get paid, not just for you to, oh, I'm here, right? It doesn't work like that. So the toxic investment is literally investing in Facebook ads earlier than you should because you don't have enough information. Number 8 is purchasing designer brands. Now, this goes back with jewelry, right? Most people who buy designer brands don't know that you can actually make a profit off of designer brands, right? So what a lot of people don't know is you can actually sell the clothing on you. So if let's say you bought a Gucci belt, you can wear it for whatever amount of time for content reasons and then have it rented out to somebody else when it comes to a photo shoot. That is turning your brand, your clothes, into an asset. But a lot of people don't realize that. They don't even know you could do that. So I just put you on game, by the way. What most people do is they just buy it to flex. For content, which is cool, but they just buy it to flex, and you're not making any money off that. Why would I buy something to flex? I might have 1 or 2 things in my closet that's just for me, right? Because it's a reward. It's something that I've earned. There's a difference from something that you've earned than just buying it just because you want to flex it, right? It's not the same. So buy things to create an asset out of it, not a liability. Number 9 toxic investment is buying credit cards to run it up, okay? This is probably the most common thing most people have, especially minorities, when it comes to low credit scores, is high utilization. you want to reduce your utilization to damn near none, right? To about 15 to 10% less than that, right? People always say 35%, 30%, but your credit score does get affected, not heavily, but it does get affected when it reaches that 30% marker. But if you can drop it down to 15, 10%, you will literally not, the credit score will not be touched. Okay, so you should literally control your spending habits. Stop trying to run the checkup to flex for other people. It doesn't work like that. It does work like that because people are doing it, but stop doing it because you're only putting yourself more into a hole. Remember, when it comes to budgeting, you want to have low expenses, high income. You need to have surplus. But right now it's this. You're buying so much stuff that you can't pay your bills. And this is where people are having so many issues because the society says you need to look a certain way and a type of way for you to be popping. There's people with millions of followers that are still working a job making $30,000 a year, right? So you need to understand that everything is not what it perceives to be. I'd rather look broke and be rich than look rich and be broke. Which do you prefer? Number 10, last thing that toxic people do is freaking save. And this, they count as an investment, right? My mom used to count it as an investment. I used to count it as an investment. People usually save, but it's because the generation before them didn't teach them how to invest. There's a difference from saving and storing, okay? What I do is I store money to invest, not save money to keep. Now, I always suggest having an emergency fund, okay? Having 3 to 6 months of emergency fund, and that's completely fine. I accept those, right? That's cool. But when it comes to actually investing your money, you want to store to invest. And a lot of people don't actually do that. So I want you guys to really understand that you want to store and save, not just save. Okay, so hopefully you guys got some value off that. I really want to break these things down. If you want to watch other videos that I have in regards to investing or any videos that involves budgeting or any of those sorts, definitely click the link below. I'll have some up here. Check out my other videos. And family, we in the building. Peace out. Hey fam, it's Chart Slay here. Hopefully you guys are getting a lot of knowledge, and if you guys are getting value, make sure you click the like, comment, and subscribe button, and definitely hit the bell to get notified because I want to make sure I drop exclusive updates every single day. And if you guys have any questions, definitely put them in the comments below and hashtag HeySlayer, and I most definitely get to them when I can. If you want to join my exclusive community where you get updates before anybody else does, quotes and etc., definitely text the word socials to 201-490-3822. Family, I want to see you win. Peace out.